Driver Cody Ware has been arrested and suspended indefinitely by NASCAR. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. Some very serious news to discuss this evening. As you can see, though, I'm not in my normal Out of the Groove studio, which is really just the spare bedroom in my apartment. Instead, no, I am in an undisclosed location. I can't tell you exactly where I'm at, but for the next few days, I'll be filming some stuff that hopefully you all will begin to see in the next couple of weeks. But yes, anyways, as you can see, I'm out of town. God, I'm already making a mess in here with my jacket. I just got here. That's why the bed is nice and neatly made. Anyway, I don't mean to be so cavalier because this is a very serious episode. We have some very serious news to discuss. We also have some competition-related news regarding Hendrick Motorsports we'll get to in a moment, but let's begin with the breaking news today. NASCAR driver Cody Ware has been suspended indefinitely by NASCAR after he was arrested earlier today and charged with assault on a female and assault by strangulation, inflict serious injury. No other details have been released. If you watched the race yesterday at Bristol, you probably noticed that it wasn't Cody Ware driving the 51. It was Truck Series regular Matt Crafton. Crafton got the call last minute. Reportedly, he didn't even know why Cody Ware was out. The only explanation the team gave was that Cody Ware was out due to personal reasons. It appears this was the personal reason. Rick Ware Racing released this statement today. We are aware of the incident regarding Cody Ware and his indefinite suspension from NASCAR competition. We understand NASCAR's position on this matter and accept their decision. The matter is still under investigation and Cody is fully cooperating with the authorities as due process takes its course. Rick Ware Racing is committed to continuing our multi-car efforts in the NASCAR Cup Series and is in the process of finalizing our plans for the number 51 entry at Martinsville Speedway and beyond. These plans will be announced in the coming days. Again, as of the time I'm recording this, no additional details have been released, so I really don't have much to say other than I'm disappointed by this news. These are very serious allegations, very serious charges. And while I'm disappointed, I can't imagine the disappointment many of Cody Ware's fans have to be feeling. Cody Ware's not one of the most popular drivers in the garage, let's be honest. He rides around outside the top 30 most weeks. But Cody Ware certainly had a core group of supporters. I think many fans resonate with how open Cody Ware has been on social media. I think a lot of fans out there found Cody Ware relatable, honestly. So I'm disappointed. I can't imagine how disappointed, how upset many of Cody Ware's fans likely feel right now. We'll wait for the process to play out. When we have additional information, I'm sure we will talk about it. In the meantime, I guess we can talk a little about who may replace Cody Ware in the 51. Again, it was Matt Crafton, Truck Series veteran, who filled in this weekend on short notice. But going forward, will Matt Crafton be a long-term sub? I don't know. I guess I'm a little doubtful. Just because, the Truck Series doesn't accompany the Cup Series every week, and it's Matt Crafton. How old is he? Like 42, 43? Oh no, he's 46. Yeah, I'm not sure 46-year-old veteran Matt Crafton, a three-time truck champion, is going to want to spend weekends that otherwise were supposed to be off weekends for him riding around in a Rick Ware Racing car. So if Crafton doesn't become a long-term sub, who could Rick Ware Racing consider? Likely another Ford driver, maybe someone who's raced for them already, like a JJ Yaley, who I think shined pretty brightly this weekend at Bristol Dirt, qualifying third after a great heat race on Saturday. He still finished inside the top 20. That's a great weekend. Maybe JJ Yaley gets the call. He's a veteran. He has experience. Maybe another Ford driver, maybe like a Riley Herbst. Yeah, you heard me right. Riley Herbst, he made his first ever Cup Series start earlier this season at Daytona 500, and Riley Herbst, driving for Rick Ware, got a top 10 finish in his Cup Series debut. And honestly, in the Xfinity Series, where he's chasing a championship, 7 races in, he has 6 top 10s. He's been very, very consistent. Probably would have had a 7th top 10, except he got taken out by Brandon Jones at Richmond. Hasn't shown winning speed, but he's been very steady, very consistent in Xfinity. I don't know, maybe Riley Herbst wouldn't want the gig. He's focused on, again, making the Xfinity Series playoffs, winning his first Xfinity race, and trying to contend for that championship. I'm not sure he'd be super interested in a borderline full-time Cup Series ride. So we'll see who Rick Ware Racing taps to replace Cody Ware while he's out. Again, it sounds like we might get a peek into their plans here in the coming days, but that's really all I have to say. Again, these charges are very, very serious, and if Cody Ware is found to be responsible, I don't think we'll see him racing in NASCAR, at least for a long, long time. Very disappointing news to hear. Let's get back on track a little bit. Hendrick Motorsports was in the headlines today. Their relationship with NASCAR has been rocky, to say the least, the past 2 or 3 weeks. Really going back to Phoenix, when all 8 of the 4 Hendrick Chevys hood louvers were confiscated and taken back to the R&D Center. Last week, William Byron and Alex Bowman's teams were each docked 60 driver owners points, 5 playoff points each. Each team was fined $75,000 and will have their interim crew chief suspended the next 2 weeks, although the way it works out with their full-time crew chiefs returning this coming weekend at Martinsville, the crew chief suspension really doesn't matter in this case. But the points penalty, 60 points, 5 playoff points, a huge hit to both Alex Bowman and William Byron. Hendrick Motorsports slept on it over the weekend and today released this statement. Because we will be best served by devoting our time and resources to competing each weekend, our team will not pursue an appeal of the penalties issued on April 6th. The area of the race cars NASCAR focused on is not related to our performance on the track. All right, well, Hendrick Motorsports, you hear it right there, they will not appeal this penalty. Translation? Hendrick doesn't want to make the target on their backs any bigger than it already is. They don't want to drag this out any further. Hendrick Motorsports was hit with those louver penalties, then a separate appeals panel rescinded the points penalty, even though they said Hendrick broke the rules. NASCAR was not happy about that, so they randomly, and we keep using the word randomly because historically it was a random selection. It's not random anymore. NASCAR gets to decide who they take home, but NASCAR selected 2 Hendrick cars the very next week to take back to the R&D Center and do a full teardown. Clearly targeting. Clearly they were upset. They were looking for any reason to ding Hendrick Motorsports once again. They found one and hit Byron and Bowman with these newest penalties. Hendrick knows that if they appeal these penalties, and if somehow perhaps they win, or like before, they get this penalties severely reduced, this cycle is just going to continue. After Martinsville, NASCAR will once again send a couple of Hendrick cars to the R&D Center. What's after Martinsville? Talladega, I think? I honestly don't know the schedule. After every single race, it's going to be Hendrick cars going back to the R&D Center, probably getting hit with more and more penalties, and I think Hendrick knows this is a losing battle. Take the L here in the short term. Those playoff points will hurt though come the fall, but at least now you can focus forward on contending week in, week out. That target on your back now gets a little smaller. NASCAR's not going to be watching you quite as closely. Honestly, Hendrick Motorsports is lucky that NASCAR didn't look closer at Kyle Larson's car that weekend, or Josh Berry, who finished second, because my guess, there was an issue with their greenhouses or their windshield mounts as well. But because that area of the car isn't as heavily scrutinized during the at-track teardown, Hendrick got away with one perhaps. Kyle Larson could have had his win disqualified. He did not, so I think Hendrick Motorsports kind of feels like they've kind of gotten away with it the last couple weeks. Yeah, this penalty stinks, but it could have been so much worse. Those 100-point penalties per car could have easily been upheld last week. Kyle Larson potentially could have had his win stripped at Richmond. Potentially, that's just speculation. So to come out of this with only 2 of your cars facing any real significant penalties, I think Hendrick's just happy to come out of this alive. They say in their statement, oh, this area of the card was not a performance advantage. They said that about the louvers. They could be right, but also, they're not going to come out and say straight up, yeah, we cheated. So really the only information I can take away from that statement is they're not going to appeal. In a way, this is like Hendrick Motorsports being the bigger man and settling this feud with NASCAR once and for all. I know William Byron was not happy with the penalty. He subscribed to the, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all philosophy at Bristol this past weekend. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think Hendrick's argument was going to be much weaker in this case, that's why they didn't appeal? Or do you think it was simply a political decision to not remain on NASCAR's bad side for much longer? We'll probably never know, but let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you're new to the channel and you love NASCAR, you love staying in the loop on all things stock car racing, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And thank you to my Patreon supporters for continuing to support the channel each and every month. I'll be out of town for the next few days. Like I said, I will be at Martinsville this weekend though, so if you're gonna be at the Paperclip and you see me, be sure to say hi. I'm gonna do my best to stay up to date on uploads this week, but I'm gonna be pretty busy filming hopefully some really exciting stuff. So I'll do my best, but thanks for watching this video. video. I'll see you in the next one.